Vodafone McLaren Mercedes Lewis Hamilton, and heading the fifth Vodafone McLaren Mercedes front row lockout of the season. On the pole, Fernando Alonso. Fernando, seventh time this year you've been fastest in qualifying, but finally, first time since Monaco, you've been rewarded with a pole.
Yes, I think I've been doing some good qualifyings, but always the Q3, the very important laps at the end when you put the new tires. I had always some problems. I went not quick enough to be on pole, and many second places this year, and finally pole position, which I think we deserve it because we've been very quick all weekend, also last week in the test. So for whatever reason, and thanks to the good job from the team, the car is extremely quick this weekend here in Monza in this track, and we took our opportunity today in the qualifying, showing our pace. Hopefully tomorrow we can do the real job and finish also the race ahead of everybody.
As you say, quick in the test and carrying that through to the race weekend. What's it been like within the team, the atmosphere on Ferrari's home soil, coming off that Ferrari win in the Turkish Grand Prix, and of course the other outside influences in Formula One at the moment? Yeah,
I think the team has been quite focused in this race, especially because Turkey has been a little bit of disappointment weekend for us and race, because even if we finish in the podium, we were not quick enough to follow the Ferraris in all through the weekend. So I think did a step forward in the car, and we put all our effort for this race to come back in the pace, and we did it. So hopefully slowly, step by step, between here and at the end of the championship, the car will continue to improve and be in front of the opponents.
Congratulations, Steve. Fernando. Lewis, it was very close, 22-0 on your second run there. Not quite enough to get the pole from Fernando, as a result of which he was able to back off on his second quick run.
Yeah, I think it was quite a good battle we had going on there. It was a good run. The first time lap wasn't great, but I think that last one I've edged a little bit more at the car, but not 100% happy with the balance of the car. But nevertheless, we're 1-2. It's great for the team. It just shows how hard we've all been working, especially the guys back at the factory. They've done a fantastic job to prepare the aero package that we have here, and also Mercedes-Benz. They've done a great job with the engine. So we all put our heads together, and we, again, as you said, it's the fifth time we've had the front row locked out. So I hope we can maintain that tomorrow.
We've seen a number of drivers have issues here, particularly under braking. Kimi this morning went off in practice. A couple of drivers spun today. You say the balance isn't right. What's it like to drive Monza now? Very high speeds here, very heavy braking from high speed.
Well, when you come from a track like Turkey, where it's reasonably high, reasonable downforce level, to here where you have very, very little, when you're accelerating, the speed is quite a bit different to what you're used to, and going through these corners with hardly any downforce is quite tough, and so you're more relying on the little downforce you have, but also the mechanical grip you have. So it's very, very challenging, even though it looks quite simple. It's very, very technical, and I wouldn't say it's the most physically demanding circuit, but mentally you need to make sure you get good exits everywhere, and so it is very, very challenging.
Thank you very much, Lewis. Felipe, I guess all the Ferrari fans around the world are hoping you're on a very different strategy to the two McLaren Mercedes drivers.
Well, that's difficult to say. We will see tomorrow, for sure. McLaren is pretty quick here. It was very difficult to follow them on the sessions, especially in the qualifying. They made a fantastic lap. I tried to make my lap. I think it was reasonable, but was missing a little bit to be with them. So, but anyway, it's good to be top three. It's good to start in the front, and hopefully tomorrow we can have some difference, some surprise, whatever. So I'm really looking forward. The race is long, and it's important to start in the front. But for sure today, McLaren is pretty strong.
Well, you're coming off that great win in Turkey. Obviously a very different circuit here in terms of downforce setup, the requirements from the car, but nonetheless amazing how quickly things can change in the balance of power between Ferrari and McLaren.
Yeah, for sure. The track is very important. The layout of the track. Sometimes we saw this year that some tracks we were extremely competitive, extremely fast. Some tracks McLaren was just better. So until now, McLaren looks pretty strong. We need to have for sure a big hope tomorrow that our car can be competitive in the race. But you see that many things can change from one track to the other.
And we hear from Kimi that he caught a bump under braking. What is the car like under braking in terms of that high speed into slow corners?
Well, it's not so easy for sure when you come from a high downforce track and you just take out a lot of downforce from the car. It's not so easy to have a great balance. It's not so easy to have a good grip, especially on braking. So these things can happen. For sure, I think Kimi was also a bit unlucky, which maybe he locked the wheels straight on the bump. So this is not the first time we see in Formula One. So these things can happen, and for sure, in this track is even easier because you have less downforce in the car.
Fernando, returning to you finally, if you could talk a little bit about your focus getting through the weekend now in terms of this being a big Ferrari race, their home track, and also the other influences around the team at the moment and the politics of Formula One at the moment.
Well, it was not too difficult to get focus in the race. After Turkey, the championship fight, I was a little bit lucky there, and I was able to be a little bit close to Luis, to the leading of the championship. So I really had 2 weeks time to think and to get focus. It's 5 races to go, like 5 finals, and all of them are like the last race of the championship. So I took this one from the beginning to tomorrow afternoon, like we were in Brazil, and I need the victory, and I will take the remaining races like this. I want 5 wins if I can, and thanks to that motivation to be so close in the championship, it was not too difficult to get focus in the race, which is the important part for the driver point of view.
Congratulations to you again. Now we'd have some words from you in Spanish.
Ha sido una crono muy buena para mí. Estar en la pole pues siempre ayuda mucho de cara a la carrera, que no olvidemos que es lo importante. Mañana es cuando hay que estar el primero y conseguir los puntos. Lo de hoy está bien, pero bueno, si no lo acabamos mañana pues no serviría de nada. Por tanto, ha sido un buen fin de semana hasta ahora. Ayer conseguí ser el más rápido, y por la mañana los entrenos libres también, en la crono 1, en la crono 2 y ahora en la crono 3 también. Por tanto, no puedo pedir más, ¿no? Ha sido un fin de semana de momento perfecto, y ojalá que mañana lo pueda finalizar con la victoria en carrera, que sería muy importante para la moral, para el campeonato y para todos los aficionados.